I'm Pamela. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to show you how to do some little ribbon embellishments for maybe some of your fabric pieces. In this case, I'm working on one of these French cuffs. It's going to go like this. And I have one of these beautiful Rue Romantic bezel, not bezels, but pieces that I want to put on here. So I've already put a few little ribbon rosettes around it, but I'd like to put some more. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So move this aside. And here are the ribbons I'm using today. Now this ribbon is the Hug Snug ribbon. Comes on a roll about 100 yards. Very easy to get. These are ideal for these little flowers. You also can use this silk bias ribbon. I'm not going to use that for the demo though, because with these ruffled edges they come out beautiful, but it'll be a little harder to demo. Okay, each of these pieces are about 10 inches long. 10 inches is just a good starting point. You can make them larger or smaller depending on what your project is or what you want to do. I'm using a long needle, long thin needle. This is actually a beading needle. I'm using it because it'll go much faster today for this project. And I'm going to pick one of my pieces. Now I do put a knot at the end of my thread. You don't actually have to, but for me it's more or less just a stopping point, because when you're starting one of these very thin ribbons, you actually have to knot right into the ribbon or it'll pull right through. That knot would not stay there. So I'm going to make a little knot. It seems pretty secure because we're going to be pulling against it when we're done. Now in this case, I'm going to go right down the middle and I'm going to do a running stitch right down the middle of this ribbon. I don't put my stitches too close, but I don't put them too far apart. You'll get your own rhythm eventually and see which way you like it better. So mine are maybe a 1/8 of an inch apart, give or take a little. But once again, like I said, you play around with your stitch. In any case, it's always going to look nice. Okay, so when we get to the end, okay, we're going to pull it nice and tight. So you can see how it's already gone into a little flower. Then what you want to do is come up from the bottom. Okay, go right through the middle, and we're going to stitch it a couple times to hold everything in place so that your little flower will stay together. So when you've done that a few times, you'll have a piece that looks like that. And here's another one I did earlier so you can get a little feel for them, how they look when you get them all together. So that's our first one. I'm going to snip this off, set those aside, and I'm going to take this piece. Same thing. I'm actually not going to bother to put the knot in the end. What we're going to do is we're going to go right through there, pull it up, and make a knot right within the ribbon itself so that you have a nice tight hold. Okay, now in this one we're going to run our running stitch down the bottom edge. Same thing. Your stitches don't have to be really close or really far apart. Like I said, mine are about maybe 1/8 of an inch, give or take, but a 1/4 inch doesn't really matter. Just as long as you keep going. And I don't, because I'm using a long needle, I'm not pulling it as I go, but you could pull it along as you went if you wished, and then do the next little part. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so for this one, got a little hanger on there. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so for this one, when you pull it around, it's going to be a little bit bigger flower. And you want to get your two ends together. Put a little stitch through there to hold it in place. Okay, and now you have a little bigger flower. So see, that's the same 10 inches, but that's one size. And then here was the other one when we gathered it in the middle. So see, there's quite a little bit of difference in size between the two. Okay, let's clip this off. Set those aside. Now we're going to do a little bit different one yet. Okay, so with this green ribbon, we're going to make something that can kind of come out like a leaf. That will kind of depend on how far apart you put those stitches when you're doing it, but you'll practice and you'll see. So again, I'm going to go through here and make my knot. And if the first couple times you do this, that knot slips out, don't worry about it, just do it again. It happens to me all the time. The ribbon is very thin, so sometimes it doesn't hold the knot the first time, like that one didn't hold, so we're going to do it again. It's funny too, because different colors seem to be trickier at getting the knot in, and I don't know why that would be, but this green one I've always had more trouble with it. So, but we will get it. All right, so once you get that, what you're going to do, and I'll try to do some of this lying down, is you're going to make a V. So you're going to go up, okay, so you're going to go up like that. Yep. Okay, and then you're going to go, let me hold it up a little bit, then you're going to go down. Okay, and you're going to go up, and it starts to pull a little bit, even actually as you're working with it, especially on this ribbon, but that's okay, because that's what you're going to do in the end. So you're going to go up, and down. So I'll lay it down for a minute so you can see the pattern I'm making, and then I'll finish it up so that you'll be able to see what it's like. Okay, so see how we've made this V up and down, and that's what you're going to do for your whole piece. You'll just go up and down for the entire thing. It really doesn't take very long. You know, don't be afraid to experiment with other ribbons too. I mean, there's lots of ribbons out there you can do this with. I just wouldn't pick like a grosgrain because that would be kind of hard. You could do it, but it won't be as soft a looking flower with a grosgrain. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got these stitches. So see, now this one sort of gives you a little leaf-like look, and the tighter you pull it, there we go, the tighter you pull it, maybe I should put this on a lighter background, the more leaf-like it gets. So here you go, you have it on that. Okay, and we'll put this on. And we can add some of these in as well. And there you go. You have a whole bunch of little flowers. Play around with these. I think you'll have a good time adding them to your fabric pieces. Thanks. Bye.